everyone, it's Erin Flota here, and you might be wondering what I'm doing right now. I am taking the Enneagram quiz situation. I'm taking it on Truity, although this isn't like the paid version or official quote-unquote version. So I am taking this quiz on a free site because I like free things. And basically what I'm doing is I'm reading each prompt and then ranking it from inaccurate, neutral to accurate. So all the way to the right is accurate, all the way to the left is I feel that that statement is inaccurate for myself. If you guys have been around this channel, you know that I have done the 16 personalities type, the Myers-Briggs test, and I did that twice last year. I did it in June of 2018 and maybe December of 2018. So was that 2 years ago? Oh my goodness. No, I did it in January 2019 and June 2019, I think. Yeah, I think so. So basically what I did is I wanted to see if my personality changed at all from the beginning of the year to mid-year. A lot of things in my life happened. Yeah, so this was 2019 because I remember that I wanted to see how things changed after I got married and after it wasn't the beginning of the year where you're trying to create goals and things for yourself. And I actually feel like while I was filling this out, the fact that it was the beginning of the year and I've been doing so many goal planning spreads and thinking about my personal goals and what I see myself in a year or 2 years from now and things like that. Now, I don't really know how things are going to look in a couple years, but I found myself very, I think, swayed in some of my answers because it was the beginning of the year and because I've done so many goal planning spreads. So I'm not sure how much of an impact that is. I feel like it was actually a pretty big impact given that it was the beginning of the year. And this is just so different from what I got from my 16 personalities quiz. Although, I mean, that might just be because I am growing as a person. My goals are different from what they were a year ago. My life is just different than what it was a year ago or even 6 months ago when I last took this quiz. So I definitely think that doing this at the beginning of the year had an impact, though. I have been doing so many like deep thought exercises about like what my goals are. And I'm sorry that I'm not going through this quiz with you. I'm kind of trying to not like show you what I'm doing, but show it fast enough that it's not gonna sway you if you do this quiz, which I would be extremely interested in anyone that does this quiz. Please let me know in the comments below if you have done it and what type you are. I'm extremely interested. If you feel like you know me pretty well from these videos, please let me know if you think that this is accurate or inaccurate by the time I show you what my type is. I already know, so yes, I don't know, I don't think that this is quite accurate, but I was answering to the best of my ability while I was doing this quiz. I wasn't trying to get any type. I actually didn't do any research aside from I really just watched the Super Carlin Brothers video on the different types and sorting the Harry Potter characters into their types. So I watched that video, so I do know a little bit about what different types are. And if you're trying to fool this quiz, you probably can to get a certain type that you want. I was trying not to do that, though. I was trying to keep it very in line with how I am feeling at this current time. So I don't want to have any sort of impact on how you guys are taking the quiz, so that's why I'm just trying to skim over this pretty quickly, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you the bullet journal spread that I created to showcase what my type is. So now we are going to get into what type I am. So I first got my results and then I didn't want to create an account, but I am a type 3, the achiever. So I went over to the EnneagramInstitute.com to get more information about it, like my basic fears, which is essentially being worthless. That is my fear, apparently, is being considered worthless. So from there, I wanted to use that fun chart that I showed you towards the end of the Truity site and create a spread on that, because I was really influenced by how that chart looked, and I'll go ahead and put it on the screen here as well. But basically, I use this Moxie Dory to create the circle stencils. This is what I use for my cleaning tracker and a lot of other types of trackers that I've been using. So I wanted to do these different types of wedges. This is very similar to like a level 10 life type of look. If you watched my goal planning spreads, it's one of the things that I talked about, and I messed up on the very third line, so that was great. But I pulled out my trusty Tombow and whited out the rest of that line. But yes, I am a type 3. So again, I feel like I was extremely swayed while I was working on this, because I've been doing so many goal planning spreads, because I don't know if I would normally consider myself a quote-unquote achiever. Sometimes I'm trying to just like get by, but I've been extremely motivated with my business lately, because I have found that my career is not where I want it to be. I'm not quite happy with where I'm at in my career. So I feel like I've been putting all of my heart and soul into my business, and it's expanding a lot. So I've been thinking about a lot of business type goals and being afraid to take those plans, and being worried that it's all for naught, being worried that, no one's gonna like what I put out, all of that kind of stuff, because I'm doing these monthly releases, and it's a lot of stress every single month trying to figure out if people are even gonna buy what you're selling. So I feel like that's probably where a lot of this feeling is coming from with the quote-unquote achiever. And I don't think if I had taken this, I don't know, even a couple months ago, I don't think that it would have been the same. Yeah, not at all. This would not have been the same. But I've been getting a lot more orders in my Etsy shop, and which I'm really glad about, but it's making me reconsider what is important in my life, how much effort I'm going to put into my business. And honestly, it's a lot more effort that is going into it. It's a lot more effort because I started my Patreon, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm not letting them down. That's something that I worry about on a daily basis, that I'm not doing enough for my patrons, that I'm not I'm not going to live up to them believing in me. So again, I think that's where all of this is coming from and stemming from. But I really like how this looks. I tried to keep it super, super minimalist, kind of like how the beginning of my journal is. I wanted it to match that, even though this is in the middle of January that I'm putting this spread. But I really wanted it to match what my annual spreads were like. But anyways, I want to give you a little bit information on the type 3, the achiever. So basically, the defining characteristics are an impressive range of accomplishments. I have gotten a lot of accomplishments in my career, not so much in my business. Extremely busy and on the go, which I would 100% agree with. Jam-packed schedules and meetings. I don't have any interest in acting. Refined taste in outer appearance. Nope, I don't really care. I don't care at all. I'll wear sweats to work if they let me. Charismatic and makes good first impressions. I don't know if I would say that either. What are the goals, or what are the core values of an achiever? Is recognition, accolades, and status are all the pinnacle of an achiever's lifestyle. They're goal-driven with a type A mentality and a relentless drive for self-improvement. I would agree that I'm always trying to improve myself, but I don't really agree that I really care about my status. I know that like some of the questions I answered that way, but I really think I was answering that way because of my patrons, because I care a lot about what they think, and I care a lot about getting more followers. So I think that's probably where that's stemming from. Anyways, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. If you want to follow me on Patreon and get your name on this next list, please go ahead and go to patreon.com/AaronFlotaDesigns to join, and then you'll see all the things that I work towards for my patrons.